I told you I'm here to get it, cause baby, I'm in my prime. So if you want it, come with it, nobody dimming my shine. Been a long time, homie, since I first got down. Still on top of my game, forever play to the crowd. When I'm in front of a mic and I'm in the spotlight, the gridiron, man, we taking y'all on a flight. Always coming for the hardcore, this is what I work for. Got 'em feeling for some more, they yelling encore. Verbally, I'm bringing heat to the streets. The flames spitter, my squad, nothing but winners, and you'll never see a quitter. Cause adversity is part of the plan. Just as sure as you go, always bob your head to the jam. So turn your volume up, you can see me up on your screen. Kicking knowledge like you need it, y'all some football fiends. Bringing heat at 100, we the realest around. Welcome to the gridiron, baby, it's going down now. Like the music buzzing in amps. When I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands. Cause I'm an already known until the breaking the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the field. It's the battle hymn, homie, gonna bang in your ear. And when they hear it, they gon' know the Kings is here. Already known until the breaking the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the field. I'm here to get mine, never gonna dwell on the past. Always moving forward, I won't take my foot off the gas. And I'm ready for the battle and whatever may come. I fight from up in the saddle, go and beat that war drum. If you want some, get some, wicked about to get dumb. Got the crowd getting loud, everybody heads from. Hitting hard and coming stronger like a buck from a cage. Like Micah, I'm a lion busting out of my cage. Cause y'all ain't holding me now, I'll break your bury you down. Go and check your books, cause there ain't no play to be found. They can counter what I'm bringing, you ain't figure me out. Hitting suckers from their gut to their chest and their mouth. And now we steady climbing up to the top. You trying to get on our level, they watch your ass get dropped. Yo, it's your boy on the track, the OG double G. I'm rolling with the heavy hitter, yeah, that's Jersey the King. Let's get it.
Welcome. Oh, snaps. I messed up. Welcome to the gridiron, y'all. It's Saturday.
What is up, everybody? What is up? Happy Saturday to all our gridiron family out there. What is up, my brother? What is up, baby? I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. You know what? I've been feeling better.
High five.
Right there. High five.
Right there.
What's up,
going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? It's Saturday. It's Fuel Sports Network Saturday. And of course, we kicked it off this morning with Team of Rivals. And now it's the gridiron.
Yes.
With, of course, the one and only OG Double G, Gabe Garcia, and JTK, Jersey the King, Kevin Womble, myself. You already know how we feeling today, y'all. It's going down. It's conference championship weekend. Kind of excited for that. Not gonna lie. Look, I had the copyright disclaimer up in the background at the beginning. Forgive me, y'all. But look, we got a lot to talk about. You know what I mean?
That's just covering the ground, bro. That's just making sure we got. That's making sure we got the copyright message out. All right, so they can't say you didn't do your due diligence there. Yeah, we'll go with that, right?
Exactly. My point exactly. So that brings me to the point that all the information that we're presenting to you today, all the graphics are done by the UFL or the IFL or the NFL. So let's get that out of the way now. Don't sue us. But we are live on Fuel Sports Network. If you have not gone and done so, go and download the Fuel Sports Network app on Roku and Amazon TV and devices. That's Roku TV, Amazon TV, Roku Stick, and Amazon Fire Stick. And you can watch our beautiful mugs, watch our beautiful mugs on camera, on your big screen. What's going on, Hit? What's going on, Amanda? Welcome in. Happy to see you all here. Happy Saturday to you guys. Who's ready for some football, man? Who's ready for some football?
Let's go.
Because we got a lot to talk about. Before you do so, though, make sure you go on follow the Gridiron on social media, on X at the Gridiron, on Facebook at the Gridiron Show, on YouTube at the Gridiron Show, on Instagram at the Gridiron Show. Just one show, not two shows. I'll fix that soon. On TikTok, it is at the Gridiron Show, and on Spotify, it's at the Gridiron. And of
What
course,
is up, Hit?
we
What's up,
can't.
Hit? How you doing, Amanda?
What's up, Hit? He trolling. He trolling already. You
That's
guys
right.
already know.
That's right.
Go
It
ahead
would
and
not
follow
be. It would
Gabe
not be the Gridiron
Garcia.
without Hit trolling up in the comments. You feel me? 'Cause
Trolling.
Every,
You know what I
every
mean?
great show,
It wouldn't.
every great show has a great troll. All right, that's what I'm saying, man. And Hit, you are that dude, man. You are that.
I love it.
Good
I
morning,
love
guys.
it. I
Yeah.
love that. That is off the hinge right there. I like that. He said every good show has a troll. And Hit, you are that troll. Make sure you guys go and follow Gabe on his social media platforms as well, so you can catch the Gridiron, or so you can catch Gridiron Nation, which is now Gridiron Nation Show. We dropped the P. Okay, my man is elevated to TV. Bars. I should be on a rap song. No, I'm just
We're gonna get you on a
well,
feature,
look, let's
dog.
get into some football. Hey, you already know I'm always with it, man. I'm always with it. But look, it's conference championship weekend in the UFL, y'all, and it's been a great season. It's been a great season. Can't even lie. And I'm excited for this. I kind of felt like last week, though, was kind of weird for the two preview games of the conference championship, because let's look at these scores. Look at this slate from last week, Gabe, and tell me if you see something familiar. And did you see something familiar in the game? In both games, when both games came down to a game-winning field goal, and the opposing team missed.
I got to be real with you, man. That Battlehawks Brahmas game was boring as hell. A boring ass game, man. Come on, what was going on? We were supposed to get a little bit of excitement, hype for this. Now, don't get me wrong. I know what the Brahmas defense is all about. I know what that pass defense for St. Louis is all about. But we were expecting a little bit of fireworks to get us pumped for this week, man. And maybe we'll get them this week. But it's crazy because the game that got the most ratings last week, bro, was a game that had no playoff implications. It was between the Renegades and the Defenders, and that was probably, and for good reason, because it was the most entertaining game of the week last week, man. That was a hell of a game, an effort by both, bro. Like DC brought it, Renegades brought it. These two teams were playing like if they had like their playoff lives on the line, man, which was cool because you saw both teams out there playing for pride, bro.
Exactly.
And it was good. It was fun to watch.
And they did not give up on the season.
No, they did not.
You know what I mean? They did not give up on the season.
It's hard, bro. You saw them trash talking, getting into fight.
Give it to them.
Yeah.
It was a feisty game.
It was a great game.
It was the most entertaining game.
That
all games came down to one score.
Yeah.
3 games came down to 1 point. So it was a very good weekend. I just think the two conference championship game preview games that we had last week were just a little too of the same thing happening in both games. Just
now, what
it was weird as hell to me. I'm just saying.
Would you agree with me on the now anybody that might have caught the Gridiron Nation this week might I'm gonna reiterate what I said and maybe see what you think, bro, if you agree. When I'm talking about the Stallions game, okay, and Michigan. While Michigan played a hell of a game. The Stallions did not.
Yeah.
And still got a W. But to me, you notice Adrian Martinez, his big asset this year has been his legs. He didn't have one rushing attempt in that first half. And to me, Skip Holtz being just the great coach he is, he wasn't going to show his hand for one. So there's probably a lot of this week's scheme that they didn't use last week. And the other being that I'm going to protect my quarterback, my running quarterback at all costs.
I agree.
Because I need him next week. Did you get the same kind of vibe from that game in terms of the Birmingham Stallions?
Yes, I did. And exactly how you said, I think Skip Holtz is holding back. He's not showing his hand. And he's going to bring out the necessary schemes this week. I think we're going to see a lot of different play calls. We might not see as much RPO as we've been seeing. We may see him on more scramble attempts, getting those rushing yards than actual drawn up QB plays, QB run plays. And I think we're going to see a more balanced offensive game as far as getting the running back the ball, because I still have a two-headed monster back there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And if you put Adrian Martinez in the rushing category, then they have a three-headed monster. So their rushing attack is dominant regardless. It's the passing attack that needs to be just as balanced. And if it is,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard. As good as Michigan's defense is, as long as Birmingham's offense, because we know their defense is going to show up. They have no choice. They have no choice but to show up. If they want to three-peat, or at least have a chance to three-peat at a spring championship, then they have to show up. And that
Yeah,
offense
they do.
has to be balanced.
Yeah.
And the same goes for Michigan. That defense has to show up and the offense has to be balanced.
And
But I
see,
do
in
agree.
my opinion, I
I
think
think that
Michigan's
game was
defense will show
a
up.
little lackadaisy for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think their defense will show up. I just feel like how you're talking about, for Birmingham, their offense, they have the weapons. It's the defense that has to make sure they do their part. I really feel like it's the exact opposite for
Yeah.
Michigan. I feel Michigan's defense is their strength. It keeps them in ball games. They get dominant. That front seven can be vicious at times, but sometimes their offense, especially in the pass game, is not so consistent. You know what I mean? But they've been able to get by because of the
Yeah.
fact that the defense keeps them in it long enough for the offense to start making plays. And I think this
Right.
week they're going to really have to show up on the offensive side of the ball if they're going to have a chance to win this game. Because, like we said a while ago, they showed up last week. The team did, Michigan, the great game. Stallions had like a very
Yep.
average game for what we're used to seeing from them, and the Stallions still got the W. So that kind of tells me that Michigan is going to have to
Yeah.
up their game even more than what they brought last week. Obviously, because they didn't get the win, but because we know the Stallions this week, it's going to be a whole different team and play calling than what we saw last week. You know what I mean? In that week 10 matchup, man. So I'm with you.
Right.
I'm with you on that, brother.
I agree. I definitely agree with you on that. And for the Brahmas and the St. Louis game, I think it's going to be a battle of the QBs. It's going to come down to the QB play, in my opinion.
Okay.
We know what they have on both the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball with both of these teams. We know what they have. You know what I mean? Top 5, top 3, top 4. You know what I mean? Offenses and defenses going at each other.
Mm-hmm.
So with the league being the way that it is, the way the regular season ended with 3 out of the top 4 teams having a 7-3 record, Birmingham having a 8-1 or 9-1 record. You know what I mean? So again, when it comes, we know what we should be expecting from this Michigan Birmingham game, and what we feel needs to be done on both sides of the ball for both teams. But when it comes down to this St. Louis and San Antonio game, it's going to come down to quarterback play. Mark my words. If Quentin Dormady has a bad game, San Antonio is going to lose. If Quentin Dormady has a good game, San Antonio has a chance to win. If AJ McCarron has a bad game, St. Louis is going to lose. But if AJ McCarron has a good game, St. Louis has a chance to win. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, both teams, it's going to come down to quarterback play. Regardless of what anybody wants to say, it's going to honestly come down to quarterback play, because right now, who else does San Antonio have?
Well,
At quarterback.
okay.
Chase Garbers is hurt again.
Yeah. So, and see, this is what I think. I really think if you want to talk quarterbacks, first of all, both of these teams are coming in as the top 2 ranked pass defenses in the league. So both quarterbacks are going to be tested in the secondary off the bat. AJ McCarron. We know what AJ McCarron can do when he's on his game. To me, along with my boy Luis, he is still the best pure quarterback in the league. All respect to Adrian Martinez, but he is that dual threat. I'll wait for him to say something. But I really feel like
he did. That's why I said that.
Being that these secondaries are so good, you know what I mean? Sailors is gonna have to show up. And I think now, do we even know yet if McFarland is playing this week? Because he did not play last week. So McFarland being, I don't know if I haven't seen the
possibly.
I haven't seen the depth chart yet, as it should be released today for tomorrow's game. But if
I don't believe he was on that inactive roster either.
So they might have just been getting him healthy last week. Then they might have said, you know what? Last week he might have been that scratch where they said, let's let him get this week of rest because we're gonna need him next week. So I think the running backs, like you're talking about the quarterbacks, and I agree on the quarterbacks to an extent because of the fact that they're playing against very good secondaries. Whichever one of these quarterbacks makes plays when they have to, say on big third downs, you're right. They're going to give their team the better chance to win. But in the long run of the game, I really think the running backs are going to have to show up, bro. You know, especially, I mean, the Sailors is going to have a tough time. Look at last week, bro. Look at last week, because when you look at that San Antonio defense, bro, this back quarter of the season, oh my God, they have been stingy as hell. They have been nasty on that front seven, you know, and with that secondary playing so well now, that's allowed the front seven just to come in and wreak havoc on that entire front line. So
definitely.
The running backs, they got to make plays in this game, man. You're talking about, you know, we're going to be seeing like some 4th down and 1, 4th and 2. This is where teams now, this is championship time, baby. So you're going to be going for it on those conversions. But what I don't want to see, I think the coaches got to be smart too. Don't give up the points, the guaranteed points on the field goal just to try to get a 4th and 3. You know what I mean? If you're in the first quarter and it's 0-0, kick the field goal. If I'm a fan, we saw that too much this year, bro. A lot of coaches leaving points on the field. We saw it a lot with the Renegades the first half of the season, where they weren't kicking the field goal. They were going for it. They weren't converting. And then you're looking at by the end of the game and you're like, that's 9 points we could have had, you know, by 3 minutes. So I'm really hoping that the coaches take the points. But hey, it's playoff football, baby. So you never know what's going to go down. We could be seeing pick sixes. You don't know. You don't know, like, especially with these good defenses, bro. It's going to be fun to watch, bro, because you know me, dog. I love me a good defensive game with a good running game. It's going to punch you in your mouth. A lot of people get bored by that, and I'm like, hell no, that's exciting to me, bro.
Yeah, because it comes down to the trenches, man.
That's right.
Like we say in the description of the show, come jump in the trenches with us. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to come down to. The trenches. The trenches is going to play a big part too. It's really going to be everywhere on both sides of the ball. It's really going to be everywhere. But like you said, if those quarterbacks make those key throws, those key plays, it's going to put their team in a better position. So we're going to be right back after this commercial break, and we're going to get into some more UFL talk. There's still plenty to talk. There's plenty to talk about. Then we got Week 13 in the IFL, and then we got some NFL news, and we'll save the NFL news for later. But we'll be back with more of the Gridiron right here live on Fuel Sports Network in a moment. Don't go nowhere, y'all.
If you aren't perfect, if you've ever struggled, if you've ever failed, if you want to get better, be better, and make our world better, this is the perfect brand for you. True Victory. Founded by U.S. military veterans, True Victory is a sportswear and streetwear brand dedicated to building everyday champions on and off the field. We're a cause. Our purpose is to transform lives and elevate humanity through the power and unity of sports, positive stories, and serving others. We're dedicated to the game, the grind, and the globe. But most importantly, we're dedicated to you. That's what it means to be always true.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
Welcome back to the Gridiron, right here live on Fuel Sports Network with Kevin JTK Womble and OG Gabe Garcia. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday to you. We were talking about the UFL Conference Championship weekend, recapping last week as well. And Gabe, you were talking about, the way this defense of San Antonio's been playing this back half of the season, as well as how dominant their front seven has been. But we've also seen, a surge on the St. Louis side, on the offensive side.
Yes.
Jacob Sailors has been doing very well in the run game. Their front five has done very well as far as keeping a balance to their offense. So it's going to be an interesting game when it comes down to it. I don't think we're going to see what we saw last week, to be honest with you. I think we're going to have a more exciting game. I think it's going to be a lot more because we got to remember, y'all. AJ came back from an injury that probably played a part in the way he played. It just didn't seem like, with Chase Garber starting and then getting injured and Quentin Dormady coming in, it just didn't seem like chemistry was there like it normally would be. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what we have going on this week. Man.
I'll tell you one thing, bro.
Let's get into this
real quick, talking about that. Hakeem Butler needs to show up, bro. I will say this. In his last two games, he's got, between both games, 4 catches for 46 yards, bro. That's not going to cut it. Hakeem Butler, show up, because if you do not, and your team loses, dog, all I'm saying is, those NFL teams are watching this right now.
Because I'm pointing the finger. Yeah, I know how I feel about Mr. Hakeem Butler.
Yeah. All right, bro. My bad. I didn't mean to cut off you going into the next segment, dog. But let's do this.
How I feel about Hakeem. It's all good. It is all good because you're absolutely right about it. The hell with what they talk about. But here's your passing touchdown leaders and your touchdown leaders through week 10. They did the whole graphics thing this week with all this. They did it all weird. I'm going to keep it real with y'all, but I did the best I can. But you got Luis Perez leading the league or ending the regular season as the league leader in passing touchdowns at 18.
And yards.
Adrian Martinez right behind him. True. Very, very, very true. 18 with for Luis Perez, and then Adrian Martinez, Jordan Ta'amu, and AJ McCarron, all three tied with 15. And then young Case Cookis, who married the pavement, or excuse me, the grass, the turf, the field this season. He definitely dated the field this year. He's in the 5th spot with 7. Then your touchdown leaders, you got Jacob Sailors with 8, Sal Cannella with 6, JP Payton with 6, John Lovett with 6, and Ricky Pearson with 6. And like I said, man, when I look at these stats, it's about it goes back to what we were talking about before we went on the air. I don't see how Luis Perez isn't the offensive player of the year, regardless of what the team's record is. And everybody wants to be like, oh, well, he was on a bad team. So what? When it comes down to the player of the year award, offensive player, defensive player, special teams player of the year. It's not about the team, it's about that individual player.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
how do you snub this man when he leads the league in passing? If if he had, like, come on, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
I'm
It
I'm
just
gonna tell
doesn't
you
make
why, bro.
sense to me that.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And it's
Go
because
ahead.
the UFL
Hey,
has their
Sandy.
agenda. The UFL has their agenda, bro, where they're not going to they don't want to put a lot of these players out there that aren't in the postseason because they're trying to get the casual eyes on this. You feel me? There's an agenda there. And everybody knows Luis Bettis should have been the offensive player of the year. Even people I know that don't like the Renegades that are fans of other teams, they're like, how was Akeem Butler getting that award over Luis Bettis? Where has Akeem Butler been the last 2 games? Because I just told y'all, you know what I mean? So they're going to rob my boy of this. That's not the first robbery they've had this offseason to a Renegade because Sal Cannella should have been on the first team all UFL. I'm sorry, but Sternberger, okay, he is a tight end who is literally pretty much a slot wide receiver. I'm sorry. Sal Cannella is the most pure tight end in this league. He's leading the league in touchdowns. I mean, what else y'all want?
Yep.
Best tight end in the league, and y'all gonna put Sternberger in there.
Just
Why?
saying.
Because he's on the Birmingham Stallions, who are hosting a playoff game today. You know what I mean? So I I know why it happened. I don't like why it happened. I don't agree with it. I don't. I mean, it's the UFL just following this little agenda that they got. And I'm sorry, but all you're doing is pissing off the loyal fans that are here now. You know what I mean? Like now, I'm like, really? Like my squad, yes, probably the best 3-17 that everybody's been saying that is probably true. Probably the best 3-17 through 10 games that we've ever seen in professional football. But the truth is, yes, the team did not make it, but the players themselves, man, certain guys balled out. Tyler Vaughns. How Tyler
Yeah.
Vaughns was not named to all UFL first or second team is beyond me. You know what I mean? So I mean,
We'll get to
just
that.
certain.
We'll get to
Yeah,
the
yeah, we
UFL.
will,
We'll get
But
to
I
the
just feel
UFL.
like, yeah, Luis Bettis,
Like,
my
y'all
boy
got
was robbed.
y'all got him
Y'all
fired
robbed
up.
my boy. Y'all robbed my boy. Yeah, you
Y'all,
got. Let me
y'all got my
let me
brother
settle
fired
down.
up over
Let me
there.
settle down. All right, y'all robbing my boy. I ain't gonna stand for this injustice much
Y'all
longer.
look. Y'all got him with a mouthful of tapatio.
I can't handle this. I can't handle this, man. I ain't gonna
Y'all
stand for
got
this
Gabe over
UFL.
here.
Who's Johnston?
You got Gabe over here feeling like he drank a whole bottle of tapatio right now. Damn it.
They
He's
robbed my
hot.
boy, bro. And it's just I feel like it's such a disservice to him, bro,
Hell,
because Luis
I don't
Bettis
blame you though,
carried that
man.
team
I
all
don't
year,
blame
bro.
you at
He
all
took that team on
whatsoever.
his back all
You know
year,
what I
bro. And it
mean?
was
Sal
just,
Cannella deserved to be there. And we'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that.
yeah. So it is what
All
it is,
right,
man.
but there you have it for your offensive or your passing leaders. I'll show you that one more time. Move on to the next one. Oh, well, there it is. There's your offensive leaders and your sack leaders. See, they didn't even give us defensive leaders. They didn't even give us the stats, like the graphic, like they normally do. So I'm like, what the heck? But here's your offensive leaders. Oh, look who's first. Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
So not only does he lead the league in touchdown passes, but he leads the league in yards. But what does a quarterback do, bro? What's a quarterback
Exactly.
what do they do? What is the primary thing of a quarterback other than getting the offense in control? Passing the ball. Wow.
Yards.
Wow.
And touchdowns. Yards and touchdowns.
Hey, how about Breland Speaks though, bro?
But y'all right.
Breland Speaks, man.
Y'all right.
That's a monster, bro.
He's been doing his thing. Breland has been speaking. Here's your rushing leaders and your receiving leaders through week 10 through the regular season. Adrian Martinez leading all rushing, 528 yards. Hakeem No Hands Butler with 652 yards. Y'all know how I feel about that, man. He don't even take NFL training camp serious. So
yeah,
screw that. Here's your special team leaders. Chris Rowland, only player this season with a kickoff return for a touchdown. Led the 1,224. Whew. And Jacob Saylors was the most points by an individual player this season. Love it. Love seeing individual player, milestones being made.
Jacob Saylors did very well messing around and find himself in an NFL camp.
And your offensive stats by teams. Yeah, definitely find himself in a camp, brother. Scoring 265 for Birmingham, total offense 334.75 for Birmingham, total touchdowns 30. Look who's right after them with the time of possession.
Crazy.
Those good old 3-7 Renegades. And there for your defense, total tackles, you got
for all the beef we gave that secondary for the Renegades this year. Look at that interception thing, man.
Wow. Right. 10 interceptions, man. That's crazy. Damn. And we were talking all that smack. Now, just so you guys know, the UFL did announce their all UFL team. And when we come back from this commercial break, we are going to get into it. I mean, I know everybody's seen it, but thank you, Denzel. Perez is MVP in my eyes. Thank you. I appreciate you, Denzel Vance. Thank you for tuning into the show. Did we see the injury list for both teams? No, we have not, Sandy.
They released one earlier in the week, but that was like on Wednesday, so we haven't gotten.
And that was for practice and stuff. So
the UFL has ridiculously been very, very greedy with putting out that kind of information to the independent people who cover it like us. So sometime this offseason, Jersey, we're going to go in on the UFL for their treatment this season of guys like us, shows like us who have been promoting this, man. So we're not going to get into that now, though.
Yeah, we'll be right back with more of the Gridiron right here on Fuel Sports Network. Go check out fuelsportsnetwork.com. Check out the website. Go check out the merch store. Yeah, we got some things rolling, man. Fuel is growing, and it's all thanks to you all. We'll be right back after these messages. Don't go nowhere.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste.
to the gridiron with your boys, JTK and OG Double G, Kevin Wumble and Gabe Garcia. If you see that code at the bottom of your screen, use that code Fuel Sports Network at www.mcdougalbats.com and you can get 15% off the strongest wood bat ever made. Get your custom bat made by McDougal, proud sponsors of Fuel Sports Network. You already know. Make sure you guys use that save 10 now for Just Meat Jerky. Get you 10% off. Save 15 now for True Victory Apparel and save 10% with W Energy Powder. You guys already know. Thank you to our proud sponsors. Thank you to our beautiful fans of Fuel. We love you. And thank you for everything you do for us. Now, back into some UFL news. Let's get it popping. They announced the daggone all UFL team. And, man, here's your offense. Hendo, what's going on, brother? Welcome into the show, man. And you're
What
right.
is up, Hendo?
Sal
Right
Cannella
on
was
cue.
robbed. How is Sal
Yes, he
Cannella
was.
not on this list?
How was he? How was Jay Sternberger?
How is he not on this list?
Yeah. Sal Cannella's got twice as many catches. He's got more yards. Okay. And I mean, obviously more touchdowns. Jay Sternberger is that tight end who stretches the field, so he's more like a slot receiver. You know, he's not a great run blocker, which is Sal Cannella does very well. I don't get it, bro. You know what? Never mind. I do get it. It's that damn agenda by the UFL. I'm not standing for this, Jersey. I ain't gonna stand for this. They're dropping my boys, man. But you know what? Sal Cannella really does. He has such a build for like the prototypical tight end, man. He can make the contested catches. We see it all the time. You know, Luis just puts the ball where he can get it. He's great at after the catch. He's breaking tackles. He's run blocking. He's doing everything he has to do. He is the best tight end in the UFL. But the UFL was like, yeah, but he ain't in the playoffs, and it's a skill position, so we ain't gonna give it to him. We got to get it. We got to get Jay Sternberger up in there. And y'all robbed my boy. And I ain't standing for this, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something. Rant is over, by the way.
I don't blame you for being upset, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Where'd my boy Jersey go? Are we having technical difficulties? All right, can I continue to rant? Because I mean, let's look at this, guys. Okay, Sal Cannella, all right, through 10 games, 53 catches, 497 yards, all right, 6 touchdowns.
My bad.
All right, 70 targets for Sal Cannella. Then you look at Sternberger. Okay, Sternberger, 25 catches, half of that, 454 yards, less yards. Okay, he had a higher average with 18 yards, but that's because he's more of a wide receiver playing tight end. Okay, and 42 targets, a lot less than what Sal Cannella saw. All right, so and less touchdowns with 4. So everything he did other than average is less than what Sal Cannella was doing, and yet for some reason, actually no, we know the reason. The UFL decided to say, well, that's kind of a skill position in this league, so we need one of our guys who's in the postseason, you know, just to get eyes on these games. And nah, it ain't right, bro. It ain't right. Sal Cannella was robbed. He even acknowledged it on Twitter. He threw up a little graphic with all his stats, bro, where he's like first in everything. And the UFL's like, oh, that's nice. We know. Now go sit on the bench, you know, go sit on the couch and watch the playoffs.
Yep.
It ain't right.
Yep. Here's your special teams all-pro and your all-pro players by teams. So all the players who basically all the teams and how many players made it from each team. But here's your all UFL special teams. Of course, we knew Jake Bates was going to be the kicker. We knew Marquette King was going to be, you know, I had a feeling Jordan Ober was going to be the long snapper. I'm not
Yeah.
even going to lie. And then Chris Rowland, of course, we knew from his
Oh yeah.
play on the field this season. Excuse me, as a kick returner or just a returner in general. He's just been dominant. 7 players were elected by the Michigan Panthers. 5 players from the Battlehawks, 5 from the Stallions, 3 from the Renegades, 2 from the Brahmas. Surprisingly, John Trey Kirkland definitely got robbed as well. 2 from the DC Defenders, 1 from Houston, and 1 from Memphis. So that's what you got there. And I guess I'm okay with it. When it comes
Yeah,
to all of it. But like I
there's
said,
no
there was
way
a couple guys that were
could
robbed.
they could have
Period.
not had Roland in there. Roland was like that was a no-brainer. That with the new kickoff style in the NFL too,
Definitely.
Roland's gonna get an
And
opportunity
then
on an NFL
here we
campus.
go, y'all. Y'all already know who. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
My bad, y'all. My bad. The news that we already know. Offensive Player of the Year, Johannes Butler, and Defensive Player of the Year, Mr. I Speaks a Lot, Breland Speaks. I definitely agree with the Breland Speaks
Yes.
choosing
Yes.
and award winning, but Hakeem Butler, I don't agree with that whatsoever.
No.
He did not deserve Offensive Player of the Year. I believe that should have went to Luis Perez. If he wasn't going to give it to the possible MVP and Adrian Martinez, then you had to give it to Luis Perez. But you guys gave it to Hakeem Butler, and it's atrocious. It's atrocious. Special Teams Player of the Year, which is interesting to me. I thought it was going to be Jake Bates, but it's not.
Yeah, how was Jake Bates not?
It
I mean, this was Jake
is
Bates as a kicker that was in the
this
MVP
guy.
conversation, bro. How was Jake Bates not the Special Teams Player of the Year? It's beyond me. I don't know.
I don't either, brother. And then Mike Nolan. Chris Garrett gets the Special Teams Player of the Year, surprisingly. And then Mike Nolan gets Coach of the Year, and deservingly so.
Yeah, I'm okay with Mike Nolan getting
Michigan
this.
this
I mean,
year,
I
turning
really feel
from
like
last year. Gotta give him
any
a
of
lot
the
of
4
credit.
coaches could have gotten it. Any of the 4 coaches in the postseason, I think, would have been. I obviously, Beck, in my opinion, would probably be the lowest one on that. But I think Nolan, Wade,
Right.
or Holtz, any of those 3 guys, I'm good with. So I'm good with this. I'm good with Mike Nolan getting this.
Definitely. Here, and as you guys can see, this was Mike Nolan had to say after being named UFL Coach of the Year. Football is the ultimate team sport. No one person achieves anything alone, and that's what makes it such a great game. It's an honor to be part of the UFL and specifically the Michigan Panthers. The unselfishness of the players, coaches, and staff throughout the UFL is what makes the experience special for everyone. So shout out to Mike Nolan. Shout out to Chris Garrett. Shout out to Hakeem Butler and Breland Speaks on your Player of the Year awards and Coach of the Year awards. What's going on, Jackie? 2-0, Horns forward. You bring it in. You already know.
What's up, Jackie?
How y'all
you doing, girl?
Here's new partnerships announced by the UFL this week as well. CBD Kratom named the official CBD and Kratom partner of the UFL. Interesting. And I knew this was coming. Kind of knew from this past season. We were able to sign up for UFL Fantasy League on Underdog. Official now moving forward, the Fantasy and UFL League will have this exclusive partnership next season. So you'll be able to bet or not bet, excuse me, but do your fantasy league on there. And don't forget, guys, the summer and fall showcases have been announced. Make sure you guys follow your local areas for more news as far as where they're going to be located, of course. As far as
invites have already gone
so if you're
out.
in any
They're
of these
already
following
telling
areas, St. Louis,
a lot of
Washington,
these
D.C.,
players are already
Houston,
getting their invites, man. So there's going to be players. It's going to be some good stuff, man.
Yeah, so if you're in any of the following cities, make sure you guys go and definitely check it out. Get the fan experience. Now, real quick, guys, because we can do this real quick because there's not really a lot to talk about except the fact that it's week 13 in the IFL. But we in week 12, guess what happened? Guess what happened?
My
Duke
squad
City,
finally got to
baby.
win, man. They
They got the
finally got to win.
W.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
they were getting rolled in that first half, bro. It was like
Yes, sir.
21-0 at halftime, and I'm looking and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, it's another L.
Yes.
and then they come back. The squad got it done, man. They much respect to get the first win against Briscoe, but Briscoe they got rolled by them earlier in the season. So this was some good little payback for the Gladiators. All right, so much respect to Duke City for getting that first win.
Great game. Great game. Yes, sir. And here is the slate for this week and the betting lines, guys. If you want to go out there and bet on the IFL games, you can do so. But here are the matchups. We've got Green Bay taking on Massachusetts, Frisco taking on Quad City, Duke City taking on San Antonio. Hey, you got Phil, Leo, and RC going up against Gabe. Okay. Yes, sir. Then we got Tulsa taking on the Jacksonville Sharks. We got Tulsa Oilers. Then we got my Nighthawks taking on the Sioux Falls Storm. Arizona Rattlers taking on the San Diego Strike Force, and Tucson Sugar Scrolls taking on the Bay Area Panthers. And these are your conference standings through 12 weeks in the season. And my Nighthawks, if you watched the Jersey the King show this past Thursday, we did suffer a loss 58-52. We are 7-2 in the conference. So we are officially one game back behind the Bay Area Panthers, even though we beat them. So we're going to have to definitely beat them again and for sure come up with, some tactics the rest of this season to get to the playoffs and be the number one seed in the Western Conference. So it's going to be interesting to see, man, how this IFL season ends. And we're coming up on the end of the UFL season, so it's going to be a lot more IFL, NFL, and NCAA football talk for the next, few weeks after next weekend. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm excited. We got NXT Battleground out here. I don't know what my wife's doing. Surprisingly, we're gonna jump into a quick commercial break. When we come back, we got some NFL news, we got some fan mail, and then we out of here. So y'all sit back, relax, and we'll be back in just a moment. Because this ain't gonna be a long commercial break.
Don't go nowhere
at all. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back, y'all. I told you it wasn't going to be a long commercial because I don't know what the heck happened.
What commercial? It was a commercial. It was a commercial for the Gridiron. That's what it was. That's why you just saw the graphic on there. It was a commercial for the Gridiron.
Bro, I don't.
While you're watching
I clicked the commercials on and nothing happened. I don't know, guys. My bad.
It is,
but we're back and let's get into
in weekend mode, baby. That's what it is. We're in weekend mode.
Yes,
let's go.
Me and my computer half sleep, I guess.
The computer's like, nah, we got some football to get to, baby. Let's do some football talk. Let's go.
Right. We only got a few minutes left, dang it. This past week, Hall of Famer and Cowboys legend Larry Allen passed away. Best to ever do it, man. Passed away at age 52, unexpectedly and surprisingly as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we still don't have details on it, man. We still don't have details. 52 years old, was vacationing down in Mexico with his family. And that's all we know. That's all that has been released, man. But in my opinion, Jersey, and if you disagree, that's fine. But one thing I know most people won't disagree with is that he is perhaps the greatest offensive guard of all time. In my opinion, he's the best offensive lineman of all time, which is debatable because there's been a couple of really good ones. But I think calling him at least the greatest guard of all time, perhaps one of the most dominant players at any position of all time, I don't think that's out of the realm of like being a wild thing to say. You know what I'm saying?
At all. Look what he did. Look what he did on that field. Look what he did for the game of football at the lineman position on the offensive side of the ball. He set the trend,
man. It
for
was crazy
players
to watch this dude
in the future, of our time now. He was one of those players who set a trend at the offensive guard position. And at the end of the day, you can't take away his greatness. You can't take away his legendariness. That he is a true legend to the sport as well as to the league of the NFL. So you got to give him credit where credit is due. He deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. The whole
Definitely. I mean, he was a
set
first ballot Hall of Famer. He was a part of the Super Bowl 30 team with Dallas. That was his second year. So he wasn't a part of that Great Wall of Dallas when that part of the 90s, but he was coming in. He kind of took the reins from them. And, and after Super Bowl 30, he was the main guy on that offensive line, man. He was the most dominant offensive lineman of his era, other than maybe John Runyon is one of them. But when you watch, all you got to do is go watch Larry Allen videos, man. Like, a lot of times, this is what I loved, like, that John Madden was calling games in his era, because John Madden absolutely loved Larry Allen. He loved those offensive linemen. And you go watch Larry Allen games where John Madden's calling them, and you'll see like a big run by the running back, or you'll see like by Emmett, or you'll see like Troy Aikman, throwing the ball downfield. And what Madden would do, Madden would highlight Larry Allen on those plays. And most of the time, you were seeing Larry Allen blowing up somebody, dude, taking somebody off their feet, sending people flying. John Randall, Hall of Famer himself, said it like, you cannot go toe-to-toe with this man. If you tried going around him, he was going to launch you. If you tried going through him, he's going to launch you. And then you saw his speed in that infamous Saints game, that pick six, where Troy Aikman, the ball gets tipped, gets intercepted at the 28 by the linebacker, and the Saints are running back for a pick six, and you see 335-pound Larry Allen coming out of nowhere on the screen, bro, taking this man down. Even the linebacker from the Saints is like, the hell did you come from with your big ass? It was just amazing to watch this dude play, dude. Like, and then that's not even talking about the that video that's going around of him, the 225 pounds, and he does 45 reps like nothing. Or when he's in the locker room, man, and he's bench pressing 700 pounds and the team is going crazy. He's squatting 900 pounds. The strength that this man had, the speed that he had for his size, all of that, he had such a mean streak, but he always showed it only on the field. And you would see it. That's the place to do it if you have a mean streak on the field. And then you hear his old teammates talk about how off the field, he was a gentle giant, man. And you saw it in his smile, that infectious smile that Larry Allen had. Just a huge, bro.
Big old teddy bear.
Yeah, for me growing up, coming through the 90s, I watched this man's entire career. So this is heartbreaking for me, and a lot of Cowboys fans, man. Big loss, tragic loss, way too soon, man, way too soon. But there is no denying that the legacy this man has put, like you said, Jersey, it has influenced the current day offensive lineman because of him.
Exactly, hands down. So rest in peace, Larry Allen. You will be truly missed, man, to the sport of football, for sure. Gone too early. Let's get into some fan mail before we get up out of here, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Mail time. Yes, sir.
That's horrible.
And of course, we got some mail from the troll. Hit the troll himself. I love it. I love it. All right. Hit asks, excuse me. Now that the regular season has come to an end, do you think the league has gained more actual fans, or did their planning create more casual fans and or doubters? Hmm.
That is a great question, Hit. That is a great question. It really
Ooh,
is.
man.
You want to take this
Sheesh.
one, or you want me to take this one?
I'm gonna be 100 with you. I'll go ahead and take
All
it.
right,
I'll go
you
ahead and
take
take
this
it.
one.
And the
Go
reason
ahead.
why is because I felt like the UFL rushed this season. They rushed the merge, and I said this before the season started, before the merge was announced, or before the merge was completed. When they first announced the merge, or even before, I said if they were to merge, they need to wait till 2025 and make it official, but set it up to where this past season they would have played the XFL season out and the USFL season out and just had interconference games. They decided not to do that. They decided to rush into a merge. And I felt that that was wrong because if they wouldn't have rushed into the merge, we probably could have had 12 or all 16 teams. Even if a team would have had to be moved, let's say Vegas, for not having a field to play on, things of that nature. But at the end of the day, I feel this whole league, the UFL itself, was rushed and it didn't bring in legitimate fans. They brought in more casual fans. Like,
Mm.
if there's nothing else on TV, I'll watch the game type of people is what we call, what we mean by casual fan. They're not watching these games faithfully like we are, paying attention to details in the game and things like that. So to be honest with you, I think it definitely grabbed more casual fans than actual fans.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
Real talk.
it was more like I'm 100% with you, bro. I'm 100% with you. It was rushed. We saw that it was rushed. You saw a sign of that it was rushed when we would have those games that overlapped and they were playing at the same time on different networks. I'm like, when you've only got 4 games in a weekend, that should not be happening. That should not be happening. So yes, it was rushed, and I do feel like
Yep.
they did not bring in they didn't bring in more fans. I feel like the hardcore fans are the ones who were here from from the merge announcement, the ones that were already watching spring football. Were the ones that followed this all year. The casual fan, like you said, they would turn on the TV. Okay, maybe not even finish the game. They're off doing something else, but they're not planning to watch football the next weekend. You know what I mean? And those are the kinds of fans that this league is going to have to pull in
Exactly.
if they're going to survive past the season 2. I mean, they're talking about a season 2 already. So they're saying all the right things. They haven't officially
Hmm.
announced a season 2. Keep that in mind, y'all. While Fox is talking about Fridays next year, and they're talking about these
Right.
new deals getting done, like Jersey talked about earlier, they haven't officially announced it. And even when they do, they're going to have to do it a lot better next year, bro, because they, like you said, they did not bring in new fans. That's the easiest way to put it. What made it this
Yep.
year was us, the hardcores that have been following spring football already. Now, I mean, this if they were trying to get new fans this year, I
Yep.
just don't think it happened. I don't think it happened.
Nope. All right, real quick. Real quick. Thank you for that question. Here, let's get to your off topic. What is your current stance, or what is your stance on current movies? Do you see these studios trying to appease the masses over quality, or do you believe social media is just the new form of entertainment? I think both. Not even
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I'm tired of
Short and sweet. I think both.
now I'll tell you one thing, I'm tired of the remakes. Okay, stop doing remakes, man. Y'all, like, what happened to Hollywood having
Yes,
original ideas?
because you're ruining them.
Yes. Thank you.
Right, you're ruining these remakes.
And Marvel,
You're ruining
MCU,
them.
please. Can
Just
Marvel
saying.
please
But
start focusing on writing again, like the Captain America series? Can we go back to some of that good storytelling, Marvel? Please. Just saying. I'm just saying.
please, we just saying.
Yeah.
But y'all, this is the Gridiron with Kevin Jersey, the King Womble, Gabriel OG Double G Garcia. You can catch him on the Gridiron Nation, or excuse me, on Gridiron Nation, as well as Hellraisers on Tuesdays and
Yeah,
Thursdays,
I'm sorry,
or
y'all. I didn't get a show out this
Wednesdays
past
or
week. Had some
Fridays. You
things
never
going
know.
down. Yeah,
You
and
never
that
know.
show, I'm just real quick. I'm gonna be real with you. The Hellraiser show, it's probably not going to be a weekly episode now that we're going to get into the off season. It will be after the championship. I'll probably go to every other week or something like that. But y'all, we'll keep y'all posted. All right.
Got you. Definitely. But we will see y'all next week. Make sure you go and follow Fuel everywhere. Go and follow the Gridiron. Go and follow Gridiron Nation. Go and follow the Jersey the King show. Go and follow every show on Fuel as well. Check out www.fuelsportsnetwork.com. We will see y'all next week. Holla at your boys. Peace out, everybody.